I'm sitting here thinking about like how we going through the same thing that like the story of Jesus. He had the Pharisees stalking him, following him everywhere he went. People cursing him, cursing the Holy Spirit. But his faith he was able to heal. First, he knew who he was. Then, upon knowing who he was and who sent him and what he was here for, he was able to complete that mission. And he didn't allow the targeting and the stalking, whatever you want to call it, get to him, because his faith surpassed it. It was much greater than that. It was the lows wasn't able to reach the height that he was on. So we're able to do the same thing. I believe he even told in the story, Jesus even told his disciples, like, you can do the same thing I did. You know what I'm saying? It didn't take long for John the Baptist to go out and start baptizing people and let them know, hey, this is what was told to me, so I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to a sense of a targeted individual, you know what I'm saying, I stopped labeling myself a targeted individual, because I'm not a targeted individual. You understand what I mean? I'm one of God's chosen, just like many other people are. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no fucking target individual. You know what I'm saying? No, that me accepting that name carries the weight that comes with it. So when I go out, I'm looking for the target. The stalkers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going out looking for stalkers. I'm going out about my business tonight. Different people got different backgrounds. Some people didn't have to go through certain environments. You know what I'm saying? I come from a gang-infested environment. I've been through, lived through, spent time over at Cabrini, been through projects in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? Robert Taylor's, Ida B. Wells, been through the Henry Horners, some other ones on the west side, but the thing is, it wasn't me that was getting me in and getting me out. It was there for the experience, to show that even through when I was quote unquote a gangbanger, which I was never really a gangbanger, because I cared too much for people. I didn't want to sell coke or crack or anything like that, and I most definitely didn't want to kill nobody. Fighting is about the only thing that I would do, because people live, through that, you know what I'm saying? And we're not going to people, innocent people, we're going to people who are out here just like us, you know what I'm saying? So I felt that was even, and if a person seemed weak, I wouldn't go at them. But long story short, our life story is a testimony, because we can show, look, God got us through this. I had so many attempts on my life. It's supposed to be some big time drug dealer that got a head on me. Who this motherfucker is, I have the slightest idea. You understand what I mean? But there's been so many attempts on my life. You know what I'm saying? Even before this thing was going on, when I noticed that, I'm being stalked a lot. It was a point where back in 2002, I was on 71st and Cottage Grove, and some guys was looking like they wanted to kidnap me. To a point, the sister that was on the bus stop, that was like, she looked at me and did one of those moves. So I turned around, looked behind me. This guy's coming from this dark van. You couldn't even see the driver, even if you wanted to, because there was something on the dashboard, yada yada, and was basically trying to was coming my way. So I was guessing it would be a kidnapping, because they parked the van real close. So push kind of shove, it get to that point. Many different times, shootouts, different scenarios where I got locked up so many times, and all this is just basically for God's purpose. You know what I'm saying? You have these people that come out of nowhere, with so much room, you know what I'm saying, to throw off a thought process. But once you stop paying attention to that and focus on whatever you're focusing on, it don't even exist. And as you see, it don't even last long. You understand what I mean? Don't last long at all. So once you stop looking for it, it just disappears because it sees that it has no power of influence because you're focused. Your faith is right, you're focused, and you're determined to get through whatever you're getting through. Now, I'm not saying avoid it all the time. Sometimes, as much as you can, all the time, if it's there as a roadblock, you go up to it, not with any fear, not any spirit of violence. You got to cast out the spirit of violence because that's going to have you acting ungodly. We're supposed to be Christ-like, right? It's going to have you acting ungodly. It says, I said that ye are gods, So we have to act accordingly. You understand what I mean? No, we didn't create cement, water, or any of this, But it's here for us to enjoy, And this right here, there is a God. There is most definitely a God for a person that don't believe, whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing that we're able to get to a point where we can just go through or walk and stand by the people who we hear, who speak loud enough where we can hear, criticizing us. Oh, he's a target. Being stalked. There's a mark on him. Okay, yeah, well, there's two marks. You have mark from Satan, you have mark from the Most High. But which one is the one that counts? Which one is keeping them subjected to fear? Or you don't want to have a mark on you by Satan because, a lot of people are going to be against you. But it's the test from God that matters. Of course, it's a war. It's a real spiritual war. And people, on the low levels thinking they, going to be able to win. But I don't want this video to cut me off because I don't know how much time I have on this video. But it's just something on my mind along with some other things that I've been intending to get off. One more look at the water. Then you see, can't really see downtown, but you see some of the buildings over there. I live right to the left of that building, so yeah, enjoying the elements.